Back in early 2022, I began to notice if I coughed or sneezed, I felt this pain in the lower right hand of my abdomen. Then I began to notice this bulge down there, and when this would come out, I had a lot of pain shoot up through my stomach. So I realized if I could push that back in, that eliminated that pain, and I came along with that pretty good. So not long after that, while I was at the doctor, I said something to him. I said, I'm not too sure if I don't have a hernia. So he examined me, checked things out, and said, Jeff, I don't see a hernia. 2 months later, I was supposed to have my annual visit with my urologist, and I went to see him, and I kind of shared the same thing with him. He said, I cannot find or cannot see or feel a hernia. So I walked out of there, and I knew I still had it. In June, I went to see my doctor for my annual physical. While I was doing the physical, I said, Doc, there it is. There's that lump I was telling you about. And he said, okay, I can see the hernia. I'm going to send you to a surgeon. Went to see a surgeon, a doctor I've had some work done before. It's a good guy. He proceeds to really give me a really good exam. And he's poking around, pushing things. He steps back and he says, Jeff, I'm not finding a hernia. This is the third doctor now that has checked me out, has found no hernia, but yet I know it's still there. So a couple Sundays after that, there was a word of knowledge for healing for hernia and a couple other things. So I got up, headed down, got in line and had prayer. And I walked away from there thinking, okay, Lord, how are you going to do this? How are you going to heal? Well, but I thought maybe things were going to get better. Things started getting worse. You start hearing the lies like, well, you're not worthy of healing, or you could have the start of maybe some other health issue or something like that. And I began to realize that these lies are straight from the pits of hell. And I just basically said, greater is he that is in me than is he that is out there in the world. And I think that night when I went to bed, I laid my hand on where my hernia was. And I just said, Lord, I know you're in control. And I said, however you see fit. I know God touches the hand of doctors and surgeons, no doubt in my mind. But I really didn't want to do that if I didn't have to. And that was it. Went to sleep. I didn't think much about it. And I don't know if it's because I kept myself busy, but that was one thing. And finally, one day it hit me. I'm not having any pain. It didn't matter where it was. The pain was gone. Then I thought, well, that lump's gone as well. I can sit here today and I can tell you I have no pain. I've had no lump. And it's been quite a few months now since then. We've got a God who is our friend, who cares about us. He wants the best for us. He did a healing in me. And today I can say God has healed me.